Thank you. Thank you so much. Are you sure you don't want to learn that? Okay. So that's what I do. It's and you'll see when I perform tomorrow. Like it's everything I do is instrumental. So I don't sing. I won't be singing, but playing melodies. I do a lot of chord melody type of stuff, improvising. But I want to show. So I sort of specialize in the improvising thing. Some jazz. I could show you a little bit of that. But so let's begin sort of what my general approach is to improvising. So the first thing you have to understand is, so let's take the song. You guys know the song "Stand By Me"? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Stand by me. Okay. So I'll just write the chords down. You guys know what the symbol means? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's just strum this maybe a couple times, just so you could kind of get the blood flowing here with the chords. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and up. Probably hundreds of times. Okay, so I use this song because we're all familiar with it. Okay, so as far as approaching how to improvise it, there's sort of like an easy method and then a little bit more advanced method. So I'll start with the easy method. The first thing to do is find out what key the song is in. Okay. So just by playing these chords. What key are we in?
C.
Yeah, major. C major. Okay, and let's get more specific. C major. So we want to know that we're in C major and not in C minor. Okay. Great. Okay. So C major. Okay. The next step, and by the way, you could do this for any song. Okay, but you have to go through these steps. Okay. C major. Okay. The next thing you want to do is map out the diatonic chords in that key, okay? Have you all heard that before? Yeah, okay. So let's see how much you guys know. Okay, so we got diatonic. This is a big fancy word, but it's a lot easier than the word itself. Diatonic chords, okay. For the key of C, okay? So we'll start at the beginning. What's the first chord? Okay, C. You got C. Okay. What's the next one? D minor. Okay. Okay. What's the next one? E minor. Okay. You guys have done this before. Okay. Next one? F major. Okay. Next one? G. Okay. I should have spaced it out better, but okay. What's the next one? A minor. Okay. Okay, and there's one more. B diminished. Okay. B diminished. And it looks like that. Okay. So we got B diminished. So if you've never seen this before and you're wondering like, where are these chords coming from? I feel like they're just throwing random chords, So first, what you want to do is to find the diatonic chords. It's basically you're following the scale. Okay, we figured out the key, C major, okay? The notes come from the scale of C major, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B, okay? So, which is those are the single note scales, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And then the chords itself has this cycle of first one major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, and diminished, okay? And this formula, this order, will follow any major key, okay? Will follow any major key. So, for example, if we're in the key of F, for example, okay? Then you take the F major scale, okay? So it's F for F. I'll just quickly say it, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, okay? And then we just apply the same order. So F major, G minor, A minor, B flat major, next one is C major, next one is going to be D minor, and the last one is E diminished. So whatever key you're in, the order of these chords will remain the same, okay? Okay, so this is the second step. You want to map out the diatonic chords of the key. That's step 2, okay? Now, you take a look at these chords, and then you take them, then you look back at the song that you're playing, okay, and you find out which chords are diatonic, and if there are any chords that are not diatonic, okay? So in this case, Stand By Me, this is actually a very, very diatonic song, okay? So if we take a look at the chords, C is part of the set here, okay, we have C again, A minor is part of the set, that repeats, F is part of the set, G is part of the set, C is part of the set, okay? So the chords for Stand By Me are all diatonic. And once you sort of label which chords are diatonic and non-diatonic, then what that tells you is that you could use the C scale. Let's actually play the C major scale all together, okay? So just so that we know where the notes are, maybe quarter notes. Ready, go. Okay, and then let's go back down. Ready, play. Good, okay, that's it. And I'm sure you've all done that before. Okay, so now that we know that all of the chords in the song are part of this diatonic scale, we could use that. So the simple approach is to use that scale, and you could use the 1 scale, and that covers the whole song, okay? You'll be safe. So I see some heads nodding. Some of you have done this before, some of you have not, okay? But I like to give you the opportunity to just try to do that. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna play the chords, okay? And using that C scale, just improvise, okay? And for the most part, all of your note choices are gonna sound good, okay? And so this is where you want to sort of get creative with it, okay? So I'll play the chords, and as a group, you're all gonna be improvising together, okay? It's gonna sound like a lot of different things going on, but that's okay, that's the point. What I'd like for you to do is create something, okay? Now, there's a couple things I would rather not have you do, and this is one of them. 1, 2, 3, and. If you're doing that, you're just sort of playing the scale, okay? So what I'd like for you to do, experiment with leaps, So 2, 3, and. Something like that. It's almost like you're creating your own melody, okay? And what's beautiful to me about improvising is that we're all different, We all have different musical backgrounds. We all have a different way of saying something. So what's beautiful about improvising is that every single one of you has something unique and different to say. And I think we should all celebrate that. That's something that we should all celebrate. So don't think of what you're playing as wrong, okay? To you, it's correct, because that's what you want to say, okay? All right, so I'll play this a few times and just experiment with it, okay? But, so one thing, avoid playing the scale up and down, Okay. Two, for now, only stick to the scale. Don't play anything other than the scale. Okay. So as long as we follow those two rules, we should actually sound pretty good as a group, even though everyone's playing their own thing. Okay. So have fun with it, and get creative with what you try to get creative as much as you can with what you play. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, solo, and. One more pass. And stop. Okay, good. So I was listening to you as a group. It's kind of nice. It's like the little melodies. It's almost like it kind of sounds like a music box, like collectively, you know. But that's kind of the great thing. So as long as you keep to that major scale, you'll be safe. You'll be safe. Okay. So that's the sort of if you've never done this before, this is the best way or gateway into learning or getting comfortable with improvising. Okay. So it's really only a two-step process. Find the key. Map out the chords, and then just match and see which ones are diatonic, okay? So I'll stick to this. We're gonna go on to the next level, okay? Into sort of elevating your improvising skills, okay?
Can I have a question?
Yes.
I want to understand one thing. If I find which chords in the song are diatonic, how does it help?
Sorry.
If I find which chords in the song are diatonic?
Yes.
How does it help me?
Because if you find the chords like what we did here, that they're all diatonic, then you can use the C major scale.
So just to be sure I'm safe in the scale.
Yes. Okay. And after this, I'm going to show you what to do if there's a chord that's not diatonic.
Okay.
And that's where it gets really fun, but also challenging. But I want to show you my approach for that. Okay. So that's the easy way to start improvising. Okay. Now, if you want to get into level 2 of improvising, here's what you could do. This is a little bit trickier, but you want to find the chord tones. Okay, for each chord. Okay, so chord tone are the notes that make up the chord. Okay, so the C major or C chord is made up of the triad C, E, G. Okay, so if this is new information to you, when you play a C chord, okay, let's all play a C chord. Ready, go. Okay, now regardless of what chord you're playing, if you play this, if you play this, if you play this, okay, any C shape is a combination of these three notes, C, E, G, okay, also known as a C triad, okay? So let's actually map out the rest. What are the chord tones for A minor? A, C, E, A, C, E, okay, F, A, C, F, A, C, G, G, B, and G, B, C. Okay, and then this one we're back to C, E, G again. Okay. So now this you have a little bit more work to do. Okay. Now within the C major scale, now we have to identify and isolate these notes. So let's all play C, E, G. Okay. So if we could find that, I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ready, go. C, E, G, ready, and. Good. Okay. Next one, A, C, E. In that scale. Okay. 1, 2, ready, and. Good. Okay. F, A, C, ready, go. Good. G, B, D. Ready, and. Nice. I hear some higher notes there. And back to C, E, G. Ready, go. Good. Okay. So let's see if we could do it in tempo. Each measure. C, E, G. Let's do that. I like that rhythm. Ba, 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 da, da, da. A, C, E, A, C, E, F, A, C, and so on and so on. Okay. So now it's almost like target practice. Okay. So the step one is where we were just using a scale and you were just play freely. Okay. Now we're isolating it and making it a little bit more specific to what we're playing, okay? Now we're playing the notes that make up the chord, okay? So maybe a little bit slower because this involves a little bit more movement. 1, 2, ready, go. A minor, now. F, A, C. Higher up, you can do that as well, you know, so something like C, E, G, okay, and you could use, obviously you could use high C, low C, whatever's up, you know. For the G's, you could use the G here, you could use the G up here, okay? As much as the fretboard that you're familiar with, okay? So this approach, what you're doing here is you're actually playing even much safer notes that really fit the scale, okay? So I'll sort of demonstrate using only, improvising, but using only chord tones. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So notice when you're using chord tones, even though I'm playing single notes, you could hear the chord progression, right? Okay, so if you've heard the term before in improvising, oh, someone is really playing the chord changes when they solo. That's sort of what they're referring to, okay? So let's actually try this. Try to use only the chord tones. Only chord tones, okay? So now you can play whatever rhythm you want. I'll demonstrate it one more time. I'll use only the notes here on the first 3 frets. So 1, 2, I'll try it again. 2, ready, and. So you can actually get quite a bit done with just these chord tones, and it's a good sounding solo. You can hear the chord changes even though I'm not strumming, okay? And so this approach, it makes your improvising, it makes your solo really outline and really highlight the chord progression. Okay? So this time I'll strum, but I'm only gonna strum beat one of each measure, okay? Because I want to hear what you guys are coming up with, okay? So if we all stick to the chord tones, actually we're all collectively playing a C chord together. It's just broken up, like a deconstructed C chord, okay? And notice the rhythms that I was using. You can use whatever rhythms you want. Just make sure you follow the chord changes, okay? Now here's the part where it also gets a little bit tricky. From A minor to F, okay, E is a chord tone here, okay? Now some of you play, when we move on to the F and some of you are still on the E, now we're gonna get some dissonance, okay? So now it's really important to keep track of where you are, okay? So we should all be playing these notes together, okay? I'll try it a little bit slower tempo. 1, 2, improvise, ready, and. F, G. Repeat, and. F. And one more time. Ready, repeat. C. A minor. F. And. One last time. And. Okay, so I don't know if you were able to, I know you're really focused on getting those chord tones. By the way, that was really good. That's really good. So I'm comparing what I just heard now to the scale, and it sounds even more clear, okay? When you guys were all playing the scale, the notes all sounded right, but it was still kind of a mush, right? But once we sort of fine-tuned it and stuck to the chord tones, actually collectively it sounds even better than that. So that's what I mean when you're improvising, you sort of level up to the next level, okay? So with a song that's all diatonic, you could do, now the best thing that you could do is combine both approaches using the scale plus highlighting the chord tones, okay? So then you have both, the best of both worlds, so something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I was with that approach, I'm still clearly highlighting the chord tones, but filling it in with the scale also at the same time. Okay, and that's kind of what you want to do. Is when you use a scale, it sort of creates more of a smooth line like this. You know, when you're playing chord tones, it's basically what you're doing is you're playing an arpeggio. Okay, you've heard that term before, right? Arpeggio. So when you stick to only chord tones, you're only playing the arpeggio. But when you add the scale in there, then it's like arpeggio and and line. So it creates a little bit more of a smoother melody in your solo, so it doesn't sound too, if you're only using arpeggios, it's very jumpy, you know, okay? So you want to kind of create a smoother line that way, okay? Let's try a little bit of that. So now use both approaches, arpeggio, chord tones, plus the C major scale. And again, if you're familiar with playing the scale up higher on the neck and the fretboard, feel free to do that, okay? Okay, you could use all of that. That's all for you to use, okay? Here we go. So have fun. Also, that's one of the most important things too, is you want to create and have fun and really get creative with this, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. One more pass, and. And, okay, great, good, okay? Now, really nice job. So when you improvise, I'd like for you, instead of just, I'd like for you to change your approach. If you haven't thought about it this way, is that if you sort of think about it this way, it gives your solo and gives your improvising a little bit more intention, and it's more planned and prepared, as opposed to take a solo and you're just like, you know, with no structure, okay? With this approach, it gives you a little bit of a structure, and it forces you to actually think about a little bit more of what to play, as opposed to just a bunch of notes and throwing it out there, okay? So generally, this is kind of what you want to do with chords that are diatonic. Okay, now you're gonna come across a lot of songs where there's going to be chords that's not diatonic. And actually, I was thinking of using Take the A Train, actually. So let's use Take the A Train. A Train. So we're going to use the first 8 bars here. We have C, and then here we have D7. Minor, G7, G, C, and then G7. Okay. I added some sevens in there. So, another thing too. So I'll write the diatonic chords here. So we have C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go D, minor. F. Let's go G. This one here, okay? All right, so going from diatonic chords from triads into 7th chords, I actually want to show you how because when we're this one, these are diatonic chords, these are all triads, right? Triads meaning each of these chords are made up of 3 notes, right? 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, 3 notes, okay? Now, to get the diatonic chords for 7th chords, C becomes C major 7. That's ugly, terrible. D minor 7 becomes D minor 7. E minor 7 becomes E minor 7. F becomes F major 7. G7 becomes G7. Okay, right there. A minor becomes A minor 7. Okay, now the last one, B, the diatonic chord was B diminished on the triad. This one, when you add it, when you make it a 7th chord, this one is going to be not B diminished 7, okay? So it's not B diminished 7. It's not that one. What it is, it's B minor 7 flat 5. Okay, this is, a lot of people get this one confused, okay? The 7th chord, okay?
And what does that one sound like?
Yeah, so B diminished 7 is this shape, 1 2 1 2. Okay, and then B minor 7 flat 5 sounds like this. So minor 7 flat 5. I'll let you guys play it. So B diminished 7, 1 2 1 2. B minor 7 flat 5 is 2 2 1 2. 2 2 1 2. Yeah. So try to play both of these so you can hear the difference. So these would be your diatonic chords in C, but diatonic 7th chords now. Okay, now every single one of these are 7th chords. Okay. So we have the first, the chord progression for Take the A Train, okay? We can actually turn it into jazz chords here, so this one can become C major 7. This one's gonna be D minor 7, G7, and then C major 7, okay? So now let's all play these. Okay, we all know C major 7? Let's all play C major 7 together. Ready, go. Good. You guys are pros. Okay, D7. You guys know this. D7. Good. Okay. Okay. And for this one, because we're playing jazz, we're playing all 7th chords. Let's stick to the bar chord 2 2 2 3. Okay. D minor 7. Okay. Yeah. 2 2 1 3. D minor 7. G7. You all know. Okay. And then C major 7. And then back to G7. Okay, and let's just kind of repeat this. Okay, all right, so now we mapped out all the diatonic chords. We, you know, here we're taking a different song. Step 1, what was step 1? Find the key, right? Okay, we're still in C major, okay? Step 2, map out the diatonic chords, okay? And I showed you how to go from triads to 7th chords. Okay, so if the song you're playing has primarily 7th chords, then this is how to find the diatonic chords for 7th chords. It's the same thing, and then you just add the 7. So first one's going to be major 7, and so on. The only one you want to be careful of is this last one, that you go B minor 7 flat 5 and not B diminished 7. Okay. All right. So now we go back to the song and we figure out which ones are diatonic. Okay. So C major 7. Yes. Yeah. Okay, that one's good. Okay. D7.
No.
No. Okay, so this is the big one. Okay. So let's put a little star there. We're gonna come back to that. Okay. D minor 7.
Yes.
Yes, that one's good. Okay. G7.
Yes.
Good. Okay. C major 7. Good. And G7. Okay. So in this chord progression, there's only one chord that's not part of the key. Okay. So we would call this a non-diatonic chord. Okay, so it doesn't belong. It actually doesn't belong in the key of C. What do we do? Okay, here's what you do. We have to, and you can actually, and the great thing about ukulele is that it gives us just enough information for 7th chord. So everyone, let's all play a D7. Okay, and starting with the 4th string here, call out the note name. Call out the note name. Okay, A. Next one, D. Next one, F sharp. and C. Good. Okay. So here are the 4 notes that make up D7. These are your chord tones. Remember the chord tones that we did on the previous page? These are the chord tones, okay? So notice when you originally, I had you play the C scale, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, okay? But now that we broke down this D7, which one of these don't belong in the key of C? F sharp, right. Okay? Now the rest are okay. A is part of the key of C, G is part of the key of C, and also C, obviously, itself. So the only one is F sharp. So what we do is well, first let's find out where the F sharp is. Where is F sharp on, right, okay, so it's on the 2nd fret here. 2nd fret of the E string. Okay, so that's where your F sharp is. So this is, in this section here, this repeats. In this section, this is the only section of the song where F sharp is going to sound great. Okay? If you play an F sharp here, it's going to sound like a wrong note. If you play an F sharp here, it's going to sound like a wrong note. But in these 2 measures, if you play an F sharp, you're going to sound great. Okay? Just make sure that you don't play it anywhere else. Okay? So because this is the area where you could play this unique note, you want to highlight it. Okay? You want to bring it out. You want to play it. But you can also play these notes too. That's also fine too. But this is where it's going to sound a little bit unique and different. And that's, to me, that's when the chords and harmony can sound a little bit more exciting than your standard diatonic song. Okay? So now, if you want to think about your scale for this section, you could go. Where can I write this here? For this section, I'll write it here. So now you're for your scale, you could do da 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 da. Okay. So for this section only, here's your scale. So now you have this. There's an F sharp. So let's all try that together. 1, maybe quarter notes. 2, ready, and do, re, mi, da, da, da. Once more, ready, go. 2, good. And back down. Good. Okay. Sounds a little odd at first if it's something new to you, but in the moment, it's going to sound correct here. Okay? Everything else, we're still in the key of C. Okay? So now I'm going to play these chords. Actually, first let's play the chords together so you can hear what it sounds like. Let's do 2 times. How about this? 1 and 2, a swing and D7. Improvise over this, okay? And I want to hear that F sharps in this section, okay? But be careful. If we're here and I hear the F sharp, it'll stick out. I can hear it right away, okay? That's how powerful this thing is, you know? That as soon as this chord happens, any other wrong note will stick out, and I could hear it. Okay, so that's what you want to be careful. You don't want to be that person, okay? So if I hear you, I'm going to try to identify you if you're playing the F sharp, okay? All right, we'll take the same tempo, improvise together as a group, Okay? 1, have fun. 1, 2, 1, 2, solo, and. Repeat. Good. Couple more times again, and. One more time. And stop. All right. Yeah, that's really good. I could really hear that F sharp. That's really nice. That's really nice. Okay. Any questions? Any questions on this? Okay. All right. Cool. So let's do like a little random pop quiz. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna ramp it up here. Let's go. I'm just gonna create a chord progression. So this is song like whatever. This could be any song, okay? And I'm gonna create something random here. Let's make it 8 bars, a little bit longer. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Okay, I just made this up. This is an 8-bar chord progression. Okay. Now just by looking at it, trying to find clues. Let's do step 1. Yeah. Okay. What's the key?
G.
G.
G major.
Good. Okay. Good. G major. Okay, there's triads. There's a couple of 7th chords. Okay, so first let's figure out the G major triads, diatonic. Okay, so call them out. Go ahead. So we got G. Let's start with triads first. Yeah. So B. Or G.
A minor.
Diatonic chords. Yeah. A minor. Okay. E minor. E minor. Okay.
C.
C major.
Okay, C major,
D.
D,
A minor.
E minor.
is that right?
E minor.
And then E minor, okay.
F sharp, half
And then
diminished.
F sharp,
Uh,
diminished, right? Okay, diminished.
half.
Okay, so first let's cancel out the triads first, okay? All right, so first one, G is good. Okay, so this one, that checks out. B,
No.
no, okay. So we'll come back to that. E minor, E minor is good, okay. G7,
No.
no, okay. Now remember, G and G7 are not the same. Okay, so this, we'll come back to that. C,
Yes.
C works out, that's good. C minor,
No.
that's, okay, we're gonna come back to that. And then G is good. And D,
7. Yes.
not yet, right? Okay, not yet. This is the 7th chord, okay? So now we have this one, everything checks out except this one. So now we convert into 7th chords, okay? G
Just 7.
major 7, A minor 7, B minor 7, C major 7, D, remember 5 dominant, right? D 7, now this one checks out. Okay, E minor, oh wait, yeah, E minor 7, and then this one becomes F minor 7, flat 5. Okay,
F sharp.
oh yeah, sorry, F sharp. Okay, so we got 3, okay? So, first of all, these ones, okay, G major scale. You guys know the G major scale. You guys could play it here, or if you have a low G, you could go da, da. Okay, how are we doing here? We're almost there. Okay. Let's all play the G major scale. You guys can play it wherever you want on the fretboard. Just real quick. Ready, go. Or any variation of, you get the that's fine too, okay? As long as you know where that is, okay? All right, non-diatonic chords, so now we gotta come back to these. So what do? We identify what the chords, or what the chord tones are, okay? So chord tones for a B triad, what are they?
B, D, F sharp.
B, D, F, oh sorry, B, D sharp actually.
D sharp, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so we actually have, okay, now F sharp, so we're taking the G scale, F sharp is part of the key. So the one that doesn't belong is D sharp, okay? G7, what are the chord tones there? G,
B, G, B, D, F,
B,
F.
D,
F.
and F. Remember, if you play a G7, remember you play a F natural. So F in this case is actually the one that doesn't belong. Okay? And the last one, C minor. What are the chord tones for a C minor?
C, E flat.
Flat and G. Okay? E flat's the one that doesn't belong. So we have our 3 notes that don't belong here, okay? Let's play these chords, see what they sound like first. Okay? Here we go. Let's do this kind of chord, this kind of strumming. Let's see it. It sounds good. But you can see how it's actually the non-diatonic chords is what really makes it kind of interesting, you know? as opposed to everything being very, very safe and diatonic. So in music, it's really these non-diatonic chords that give it a little bit more character, It invokes a little bit more like feeling and emotion, right? Especially here. Okay, so that's how powerful these non-diatonic chords are, and you want to give them extra attention. Okay, so say you're at home, you practice. Okay, I really got the G major scale down. Okay, and then when you get to these measures, you make the adjustment. Okay, D sharp. Okay, I gotta add that D sharp. Oh, that's where it is, yeah? So, that's where the D sharp is. Here, for F, or for this one, you go, okay, you make the adjustment and you highlight that note. And for the last one, find the E flat. So, where were we? Oh, sorry. Oh. That's where that one is. Okay. So, and you want to highlight these notes. So now I'll show you improvising over this. 2, 3, and. I'm playing the chord changes, and I'm really highlighting those notes that are unique. Okay, so this is the approach, and this will take some time to kind of get used to. But as far as the process goes, you can apply this process literally to any song. Okay, so again, it's 2 steps. Find the key. That's step number 1, and then most of the songs we're playing, we're using triads and maybe some 7th chords, okay? Other than that, that's pretty much covering all of the songs that you guys are playing, triads or 7th chords. And if you want to improvise over, you find the ones that work out, okay? And then those are the ones that you actually don't really have to worry about. You have to worry about the non-diatonic chords, and that's when you gotta practice a little bit, and you make the scale adjustments, yeah, and then that's pretty much it. So, any questions? Any questions? Yeah.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So when I'm playing D sharp for the B, so
Yes.
the scale is the G major scale, but I change the D to D sharp.
Exactly. So this one, your scale now becomes G, A, B, C, D sharp, E, and then F sharp.
And then for C minor, there is E flat, right? Which
Yep.
is D sharp. But I will change E to E flat, not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You change E to E flat. So now for this one, it's going to be G, A, B, C, D, E flat, F sharp. And then this one's going to be, this one's easy. This one goes G, A, B, C, D, E, F natural, regular F. And that's it. And that's really it. So in a way, even though there's all these different chords, you're kind of using one scale, and you're just adjusting one note to accommodate these chords that do not belong in the key of G. Okay? So there is a little bit of, as you can see, a little bit of work that you kind of have to do, but it's foolproof. It's foolproof. And then you have to do the work and practice it on the ukulele. But that's the method. Okay? Very good question. Very good question. Any other questions? All right, you're going to be master improvisers. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you.